Okay. Sorry guys, I woke up and my sinuses freaked the fuck out, so it's gonna be a very snotty kind of day. And it is hot as balls in here. Alright. Sorry, I'm trying to clear the crap in my throat and it just doesn't want to go. Post-nasal drip is a beast today. Alright. So, we're going to kick off with Bloodthirsty like we usually do. We're going to start with the Holy Priest. And see where we get with her today. We shouldn't have any problem. We haven't really this whole time. We certainly have a lot of meat to vendor when we're done in when we're done out here at the Tusk Pools, and I'm not going to worry about vendoring that till the very end because we're just going to keep getting more until we're done. So that's why it's accumulating in the bag. We did pick up 3 greens so far, none of which I can use, so they'll be going to the vendor. For vendor trash, I have picked up 2 ivory tusks this week, so that's fun, because they are the high ticket item off of the river beasts. Alright, so let's head on over. And we'll just get going because we've got a lot of ground to cover today. A lot of time-consuming ground today. But first things first, let's try to get this one to level 44, since she will be the fastest of all of them today. Work on getting ourselves acclimated and back into what we're doing here. So I hope you guys are doing well today. It's friggin' hot. It's very hot here. They've had us under a heat advisory for like the past 2 days? 3 days? I think 3 days. I was sick with a migraine for 2 of them, I think because of the heat moving back in. Finally woke up without a headache, so yay. That's always grand. And when I checked before I went live, it was like 95 degrees and the heat index was 101 feels like temperature outside. And I'll tell you, it felt ickier than that when we ran the dogs out real quick. I really don't want to deal with both of you, but neither one of you seem all inclined to move, so I don't think I'm gonna have a choice. I mean, I could skip you until you separate, but I don't think you all are gonna be inclined to do that anytime soon. That was not the one I thought I was attacking. They must have switched sides. But, you know, it is what it is. It's very warm in our room compared to the rest of the house. The poor house AC just ain't making it this far. We felt a whisper, I do mean a whisper, of cold air coming out of one of the vents in our room. But it's like barely a suggestion of cold air. We've made it this far. I'm determined not to put that window AC unit in our room. I think we can make it. We'll see. I'd be ashamed to put it in for like 3 weeks because it's a pain in the ass to put in. But I'm trying not to. We don't have the guinea pigs to worry about this time, so since we're pigless at the moment, it's not as imperative to get the window unit in there. As the room stands right now, it would be way too hot for them. Because they need to be kept a certain level of temperature so they don't have a heat stroke. Excuse me. They're very hard to balance. Like, they have to be at the perfect temperature all the time because they can get hypothermic and they can get heat strokes. So it's quite the thing. I think their perfect temperature is like 60 degrees. Or they can't go below 60, or I think maybe around 60 is like their ideal temperature, if I'm remembering correctly. It may not be. But for now, we just have the fuzzy critters and the hermit crabs. We've only seen 2 of the 4 out and about at the same time, so we're not sure if the other 2 survived their purchase. I think next week we're gonna go hunting for them, because if they are still molting, he doesn't want to interrupt the molting process. But, you know, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Things are still stressful, not quite. We're not quite as royally fucked as we thought we were gonna be. We're still kind of fucked, but not as irreparable as we thought it would be. But, life still is not being cooperative. And we're still waiting to hear back about the husband's disability. I'm not sure if he's checked on it recently. I can't remember how long ago he checked on it. But they had it at like 70-some% through the state's level, and then if they put it up to 100, then they forward it on to the federal level, which seems kind of dumb. Because we're not asking for state disability, we're asking for Social Security disability, so I don't really understand that. But, okay. I don't know if that's a this state thing, I don't know if that's just how they do it. I don't know, but it seems kind of silly. But, whatever. We're still waiting to hear one way or another to figure out what our next move there is going to be. I got my wood squares and my stencils that I wanted for my birthday, so I started messing with that a little bit last night. I got plenty, so I mean, and they were cheap enough, so there's gonna be a couple of experimental pieces just to see how things are gonna go. And I was playing with the wood burner, realized I'm terrified of the wood burner. It gets very hot and my hands are very heat sensitive. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because the skin's constantly peeling on my fingers and it's constantly like new skin that is still very sensitive to everything. But yeah, it was very, very toasty on the fingers, even in the proper gripping area. And then I was nervous holding it, so like my hand was all shaky and shit, and I'm like, it's scary. But I think I need to try a different nib on it. And I was gonna try a different nib, but then I'm like, oh, well then I have to wait for the whole damn thing to cool down so I can switch the nibs. And the damn thing took so long to heat up, I was like, I don't know if I want to wait that long. So I just kind of muscled ahead with what I was doing. I kind of gained some insight from it. It was interesting. To say the least. So I hope everybody is staying comfy wherever you are. I don't want to say cool, because if you're cold, then you know you want to be warm. Can I get this guy before he walks up? I'm always terrified I'm gonna pull something and he's just gonna be like, okay, I'm coming too. Just be like, no, let's not. You weren't invited to this party. I'm a little gun shy around the elites after Soulbound getting like 1-2 shot by one, so all those years ago. So we don't fuck with the elites. We don't do anything near them. We keep our distance. We are doing what we can to not anger them. Alright, so we got about a bar to go left on the troll, and she's been fairly decent pace to level so far up to this point. Her leveling hasn't really dragged much. A few of the others certainly have, but I think maybe because of the Beast Slayer racial, it's kind of kept it moving a bit. Or maybe it's her compact quick to respawn grinding area. I'm not entirely certain, but she hasn't really felt sloggy yet. I know it will at some point, but not yet. I know, yesterday I kept having some weird ass lag in Bastion. And when your head hurts and you're trying to work on a rogue, it's not a good combination, so I had plenty of moments where I just had to sit for a minute, because I'm like, why? Why is it delaying and stealthing me? Why is it delaying and doing this? Why is it taking so long for my combo point to pop up? I was like, what? What is happening, Clea, or whatever the hell your name is? Out there, the blue chick that you have to deal with for the quests. It might be Clea, I don't remember. I think there was some kind of world quest that was being pissy that kept trying to lag me out at times. Not as bad as it's been in the past, but it was definitely noticeable. So we are trying to get where we're going here. We've been dinging in the same spot lately, which I find hilarious. Oh no, I didn't want both of you. I do not want. And I can't really fear you, because if I fear you over here, we're gonna have problems. But at least it was a little one and a big one, and we've dealt with two big ones before. I just wasn't prepared mentally to deal with two of you. Next week's WoW Challenge is Wednesday. We will be seeing a character we haven't seen in some time. Actually, I don't know if you guys have seen that character. I feel like you have. It's just not been in forever. The monk will be joining us, whose name is completely escaping me at the moment. Maybe Soulfist? They are leveling in Tiergard Sound. We live in Tiergard Sound now. But she will be making an appearance next week. She is currently level is she? She is currently level 32. So we'll be bringing her up into the mix. Because Hunter, one way or another, this week will be bowing out. And we'll see what happens there. Next week we'll also be taking the Mage, potentially, channel heal, which really doesn't do me any good, but okay. Excuse me. The Mage may be entering the mall next week if they survive this week. Hopefully they will. Alright, let's hearth back because I'm too lazy to run. Oh, we didn't really get a load screen there. Sometimes we do. I guess it depends on where we're hearthing to. Oh, hey, we picked up another tusk. Fantastic. I didn't even notice. Alright, so we will get that in there. Nope, 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 nope. Wow, challenges. Bloodthirsty soul snuggles, if I can learn to type. Probably not. That would be asking too much. Jing's level 44. So she's looking at a slash plate of 3 days, 5 hours, 53 minutes, and 2 seconds. Fingers don't want to cooperate today on my right hand, which is kind of strange. But I am reaching oddly, so. Alright, so she's sitting at 5,818 kills. I'll look at her quests real quick. Alright, good. She's still at 0 daily. That's what I wanted to see. You have to be careful because some places that you walk into out here like give you credit for a daily quest without even realizing it. For some effing reason.
But I do take golden interest in trading.
So let's start vendoring. Alright, so 208 total vendor value on this one this week. Not bad. I'm wondering if we'll see that uptick a little bit. We don't have as many high ticket items to choose from on this grinding loop as we do on like the Alliance side. But I kind of prefer this one's grinding loop a little bit better because it's a little more compact. Sorry, it looked like there was something in my eyelashes. Alright. Nope, not you yet. Okay, Frozen Soul. If we ever load. There we go. Alright, so we're gonna need some munchies. Alright, now this one didn't have too many greens this week drop. Just 3. Decent value on them for out here. She did get 4 trophy antlers so far. We're gonna do 2 stacks of food this time. 3 charnel ashes so far and 3 bushy tails so far. So I mean, not bad, not bad. We are 3 bars from hitting 50. So let's go see what we can do on this one. Hopefully we can get them to 50. I'm scared to death to take them into the mall though. I may have to take... Well, they might be okay. I don't know if I'm gonna test run that or not. Haven't decided yet. We're gonna do it together on Frozen herself. I don't know if I'm gonna trial run it first and see what happens. or if we're just gonna wing it, because we do have some utility at our fingertips. We don't have a whole lot at our fingertips, but we have a few things where it might work with the NPCs involved, so I don't know if I'm gonna do a trial run on that or not. We'll see. All right. So for those wanting to try out the challenges, you can go to wowchallenges.com. They've got all of the rules listed there for every challenge that they offer. However, hey, another bushy tail. They're only tracking the Iron, the Bloodthirsty, and the Pacifist right now. All the other ones are not being tracked for the foreseeable future, or won't be tracked for the foreseeable future, until we manage to get some more resources available for us to utilize. Our code team is currently very, very busy with life, and since it's a volunteer thing, they just haven't had time to work on the other stuff for us. We have one or two people seeing if they can be of help to us right now. And we have our fingers crossed that they are, but we'll see. If they can't, we still thank them for their attempt, and it doesn't really hurt us any because we'll still be in the same position that we're in. But yeah, for right now, those are the 3 trackers that are functioning. I haven't hopped on a pacifist for this expansion yet. They're not really my main focus right now. I'm just more focused on my Bloodthirsties. I was trying to get one of every class to max. I don't know if my sanity is going to hold out that long, because Bastion's a long row to hoe. I think that's the expression. I could be saying that wrong, but you guys get it. It's quite the undertaking. At least on my server it is, because I'm battling leveling bots, I'm battling leather farmers, it's, for some reason, the leather farmers have declared open season on Bastion, and that's the place to be. Several times on the Rogue, I've run up in a couple different places to start pulling stuff. I keep moving and they keep spreading out. Everything just gets mass pulled in front of me, and I'm like, son of a bitch. Like, really? But I can't prove they're a bot, so I can't really report them. So not a whole lot I can do. Oh, you are being particularly owie. So yeah, this one's a bit of a delicate one. I'm not sure if they're as delicate as the Rogue. I do think the Mage might level a teeny tiny bit faster at times. It could just be my misperception, but it does feel like they level a wee bit faster. I mean, I still have to eat after most of the fights anyway. On both of them, so I mean, that's not really changing much between the two, but I don't know, I think I just flow better with casters than I do the up-in-your-face characters. Those melee ones, man. They don't give you much opportunity to run, but I guess if you're casting and the thing is right up in your face, you don't have much opportunity to run there either, but I don't know, I think I just jive better with the casters. I'm not really sure the elemental's doing all that much for us. Kinda wanna go and get him a glyph to change his appearance, but I think we're gonna need that money for gear upgrades. We'll see. Cloth has been a little bit cheaper, shall we say, on my auction house going into Shadowlands than some of the other gear types have been. It's been eye-opening to see the prices on leather gear in auction house. Especially for what we can and can't afford on our little iron. How much money does this one have? This one has 5,000, so the RNG gods have been a little bit kinder in her vendor values, but gear drops, we could use some new shoes. Oh my god, I still have a level 5 belt on. Holy shit. Item level 5, so what? That's like level 6, 7. Probably one of the first greens she ever got. Oof. That ain't much better. So, yeah, maybe she'd be not needing to eat so much if all of her gear was up to date. I usually just been like, I'll just throw it on whatever drops. And in the past, we've had drops a little bit more consistent, a little bit more numerous. So I don't normally go back to auction house very much. And I'm always like, oh, well, whenever I buy something, then shit starts dropping. Or whenever I transmog, shit starts dropping. So not been the case with this one. Although I don't know if I've ever really transmogged this one. I don't remember. We may transmog her going into Bastion, though. I will do that off stream, though, so you guys don't have to suffer through. Like, I don't think we've... No, I don't have an outfit saved there. If I did, it's saved in, at the transmog person themselves. Couldn't remember when I had hit that, so I wasn't sure if that was a fresh frost shield or not. And I was like, you know what? Let's just wait. Because we need all the help we can get. That's for certain. So, oof, 2 bars still. My goodness. This one is a little bit soggy. kind of drags. It could be the class though. It could be my gear. It could be a lot of things. It could be that I don't mage right. Who the fuck knows? But we're not allowed talent points, so there's only so much maging I can do. And we're not allowed to die. That's a big thing. We're not allowed to quest indiscriminately. We're not allowed to just quest whenever the fuck we feel like it. We have to grind. There's a couple places where we have to quest and a couple of places where we can quest. It's very limited and it's restricted, and those quests that are allowed are on a page on the website. And right now you have to follow a link through through the bloodthirsty rules to get to that. So, it doesn't have its own heading. It's actually embedded in the bloodthirsty rules. Thank you for running through me, sir. That was helpful. At least you didn't bring a pack of mobs behind you. Okay. 92. Alright. I really didn't want to lose that proc. If I did, I did, but I was trying not to. But eating there, I just wanted to top us off a bit. I know it wasn't much that was missing, but every little bit counts. And I know before, or earlier, on one of the podcasts, I said that it felt like Hunter was probably the fastest. I am not sure that rings true on the last level. It may. It may have been about the same for everybody except for the priest. The priest was pretty slow, but the priest was also not rested, so I don't know if that's a good judge to go by. But, I mean, it might have been a fraction faster, but it wasn't leaps and bounds faster. You're still gonna have to put the time in on the hunters. And I had to change my leveling path on the hunter this past level. We'll get into that more, when we hop over to her. Oh, hey, Chupa, thank you so much. I appreciate that. How are you today? Hope all is well in Chupa Land. You know, this bird doesn't look like he moves very fast, but kind of does. Like, he was just circling up here when we started the fight with that fox. That's good. Hopefully it's not too blistering hot up there for you. It is nasty hot here. Oh, what do we get? It's like plate. Oh no, it's warglaves. How much are they worth? 19? It's been gross here. And then it didn't help last night because I was sitting here using the wood burner in our already hot room, and Russell's like, man, it's really hot in here. I was like, oh, right, the wood burner is putting out a tremendous amount of heat. I'm sorry. Oh god, it is just as hot up there for you. 97 and crazy muggy. Just had a 10-minute downpour and you think it's worse now. Ew. We haven't had any rain. I think we had a sprinkle the other day. We haven't had any rain in, what, 2 weeks? Maybe more? It keeps missing us. The landscapers were across the street cutting the grass at the church on Saturday, and it was just a cloud of dust he was blowing out, and I was just like, oh dude, my allergies can't even. Must we? Because they don't run sprinklers or anything over there, and it was just ugh. And when he was blowing the clippings and shit towards the building, I was like trying to get the dog to hurry up and pee because I'm like, we need to go, let's go. I don't want to breathe all that dust in. And by the time the dog finished and was heading for the house, he was blowing it across the street towards us, and I was like, ugh. Gross. Keep going. I am not your mage. Thank you. It was nasty. But we had a quiet birthday. Do not. Why is everybody stopping and staring at me? Like, what? I'm just killing a mob that has nothing to do with you. It's not even part of the quest chain. I don't think. Everybody's stopping like, oh, what are you doing? Nothing. Move on. But it's been gross. We have to... This temperature needs to break because we have to get outside. We have to straighten up the front of the house because they're insisting on doing this craft fair at the end of the month. And we need to get some yard work done because they have a parade on the first day of the craft fair, and they're doing their square dancing competition with the kids, and I'm just like cringing because of, yes, I had a birthday. It was on Sunday. It was a quiet birthday. And then I had a migraine for 2 days right afterwards. I'm like, really? So, no, it was a very subdued birthday. It's been a very stressful few days right before the birthday, and it was carrying into the birthday, and life took a shit, and it hasn't been a good week past 7 days. Life just can't leave us be for any small fraction of amount of time. Like, oh, you're starting to recover from this incident? Here's another one. And it's like, no, go bother somebody else for a little while, okay? Thanks. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I'm in a new decade. We have turned the page and we are now in the 40s. So we will see what's to come. And hopefully life calms the fuck down for a minute. But yeah, no, we need to get outside. We need to do Russell's birthday's like 2 weeks from mine. A week and a half. 2 weeks to the day. Well, a year. Well, he'll be 39, but he was born on the 16th. No, the 22nd. He was born on the 22nd, and I was born on the 8th, so we're like 2 weeks? Full week in between. So his is coming up. He already got his present, though. He got hermit crabs like a month and a half ago. 2 months ago. I think the only thing he wants is banana bread, which I've never made before, but we're gonna try. I don't know if he wants banana bread cupcakes or if he wants banana bread loaf. We will find out. And go from there. But yeah, I've been like... I did every single dish that was dirty in this household Saturday night before my birthday. Oh, really? I've never made it. We found one recipe online. We're gonna try it. I think the bananas should still be in the freezer unless somebody threw them out. So we had some that were starting to get all spotty. And we're like, well, we either have to throw them out or put them in banana bread. He's like, let's do banana bread. You were told not to touch it. That's not fair. Open season. Oh my god, bird. Bird wasn't going down without a fight there. My goodness. But yeah, like, the people in this area, I swear to God, just, I hate living in this part of the state. Maybe it's the state's mentality on the whole. Maybe it's just that we've landed in a pocket of stupid. I don't know. The last year when everything went down, the school switched to virtual learning so that, you know, the kids didn't miss a year and everybody stayed on track. And the parents lost their damn minds. They were not pleased. They were not happy. They were pissed off. My kid's not learning right. They're not getting their work done. They need to be in person. They need extra help. And so forth and so on. The list of complaints raged. Well, I guess with the vaccine rollout, they decided they were going to go with in-person learning. And then everything popped off with the new angry variant that's going around. And they're learning more how the vaccine behaves and everything. And I think they're still offering virtual as an option for those that want it. I think. I could be wrong. We don't have a child, so I don't follow the school system's options that closely. However, it seems as though they decided last night, because somebody posted it on one of the Facebook pages that the citizens of the town made, that the school board voted to impose a mask mandate on the kids when using school transportation, so school buses, or, good lord, what the hell? Everything's like ripping me a new one all of a sudden. Or indoors. Okay? Doesn't seem like it's that large of a request to keep those that are not old enough to get the vaccination safe and just to keep things from spreading like wildfire. 'Cause there's been a ton of reported cases from the one school district that started already, where they had like 22 students and faculty in quarantine because they were close contacts with a bunch of other students that tested positive, and it was just spiraling out of control. And they're like, no, we need to do this to keep everybody safe. And now the parents have lost their damn minds. How dare you say our kids have to wear a mask in class? Why not just in the hallway? And I'm like, because they're still in each other's faces in the fucking classroom. It's not like the classrooms have room to push people to 3 to 6 feet apart. Most of those classrooms are at like fire safety capacity with the amount of kids that they shove in each class. Like, do you all actually listen to yourself speak? They just went dumb fucking idiot raging on this Facebook page about how all the kids need to walk out and protest. All the parents need to be out there protesting with their kids about this. Did the parents get to have a say in this? Were any of the parents at the vote meeting? And I'm just like, y'all, what the fuck? You know, it's like, okay, you all bitched when they tried to do the in-person or the virtual learning and nobody was happy about it. Okay, fine, we'll meet you halfway. We'll go back to in-person this school year. But in order for us to do this safely, with everything that's happening recently, we're gonna have to put the students in masks in the classrooms and in the hallways. Or, you know, when they're not eating at lunch or something. You know, just to try to slow this the fuck down. And the parents lose their goddamn minds over that. And I'm just like, you guys realize they're doing this to keep your kids from getting sick as best as they can, while still meeting your vexing demands. Like, you understand this. There's no rationalizing with these people. And I'm like, do you understand that most of the kids don't have a problem with this? That it's you guys imposing your views on everything into them, and you are being so angry about it that your kids are picking up your anger and feeding off of this, right? Like, stop. Just stop. All you were doing is showing how ugly you are and how ignorant you are. And it's just like, just stop. You're not making yourself look good at all. Just stop. And it's just so mind-numbing and exhausting. And my dad got the vaccine because of all of his health issues. My mom didn't get it. I think her doctor said it might not be in her best interest to get it because she has a cousin that had a stroke from a flu shot, and so she's really nervous and concerned about taking it because it kind of behaves like a flu shot. So there's concerns there, and so I'm a little concerned about it because I've had different medications that have popped off in hives and stuff, and there's random times smelling stuff I freak out and feels like my throat's gonna close on me. So I'm a little concerned to take it. I just wanted to wait a little bit longer to see what's gonna happen with it, but I am wearing a mask outside. I'm not just going naked. I am taking precautions. I'm still doing masks. Russell's still doing masks. He's not sure he can do it with his anxiety because his anxiety and not feeling well are all interlinked together, and he's a hot mess even with the sniffles. So if he has side effects from the one shot, he's like, I'm not going to be able to bring myself to do the second one. I already know it. And there's no point in only getting part of it and taking that dose away from somebody else. So we're just kind of seeing how this is going to go. I'm not against vaccines. It's just this one's got me a little concerned just because of how it behaves. And you know, there's some family history with it being a little weird with similar shots, so I'm like, I don't know. And but it's not like I'm not refusing to take precautions. I am. I'm doubly am. You know, masks are on when we're out, and sanitizing hands and all that other stuff. We're trying to stay away from people when possible, and you know, we're still trying to be responsible in that regards. We're not just throwing caution to the wind. But some of these people, it's what? I guess they would rather have people do nothing and let it spread like wildfire. Yeah. The wife got your shots a few months ago. Yeah, and if I end up having to go back if I end up having to go back to work, which we don't know yet, then I'll have to get it because, you know, high risk household. I'll have to. And we'll just have to see what happens and hope for the best. But I don't have to leave very much, and I don't leave very much. So, you know, we're doing what we need to do. And I know there's a lot of vaccine shaming going on, which isn't fair because some people have been advised not to get it because of their other health conditions or reactions to stuff. And, you know, that's their business as far as I'm concerned. It's not that some people are just blatantly not getting it because they're being ignorant. They've been advised, you know, maybe not to with their other issues they have going on. But at least, you know, keep putting your mask on and shit. Like, what the hell? But don't. And see, the thing is, going back to the craft fair, they have the parade and they have the square dancing competition with the kids. It's all kids in this square dancing competition. They're still having it the end of the month, okay? We were actually considering going when things were starting to calm down to the craft fair portion at least. Maybe, but my mom was hell-bent on going, and then things popped off again and we're like, oh no. And she's like, well, why? And I was like, Mother, you've seen the mentality of a lot of the people in this town. When there was a mask mandate, a lot of people were flipping their nose at it and refusing to wear them for their own fucking safety and the safety of others. This town likes to be like, oh yeah, we're such a tight-knit community and everybody does stuff to help each other, and bullshit. You all only do it when you want to. Like, if you were really that close and tight-knit and cared about each other, you wouldn't be thumbing your nose at wearing a fucking mask for the 10 minutes you're in the grocery store. Like, no, I don't buy it. It's a bunch of shit. They like to act all, we're the best. No, they're not. But when things started popping off again, I'm like, oh no, you're not going. You can watch the parade on the porch, that I don't care about, because it's outside and there's airflow and shit, but you're not going. Because they have it in the state park down the road from us, and it is elbow to elbow in good times. I highly doubt they're going to be enforcing people to wear masks, and they can suggest it till they're purple in the face, but people around here aren't going to do it. Very few people are going to do it, let me put it that way. There might be some. Oh my god, we dinged, yay! But, you know, it's like, no. I'd really rather you not. And she's like, well, I want to get my funnel cake. I'm like, we can make funnel cake. You don't need to go there for funnel cake. We'll make it. We know how to make it. And then they're gonna have the square dancing competition on top of it. It's a tiny amphitheater outside with like stone steps to sit on. There's over 80 groups that are either competing or exhibitioning over the weekend, and I'm like, are those kids gonna be in masks? Because it's gonna be so tightly packed in there, it might as well be indoors. We've seen videos of the competitions that they've put on Facebook, and it is mind-blowing how packed in they are. It's just... You think everyone should do what they feel is right, but when out, they should social... Yeah, I mean, at least put the damn mask on. I mean, shot, no shot, whatever, that's on you. It's not my business. You do what you need to do. I don't know what's been recommended to you by your doctor. I don't know your situation. But at least put the damn mask on. Please. It's not asking a whole lot. It's really not. That's a really dark photo. But I'm deeply concerned with all of these kids. And a lot of them are not vaccination age. Not that I know how many would actually be vaccinated around here anyway. But that's a whole nother matter. But are they gonna have the kids in masks? Are they gonna make the people in the amphitheater area wear a mask? Like, I have a distinct feeling this is gonna become a super spreading event. Because they were all over Facebook telling everybody that we're back this year and tell all your friends, and this draws like out of state people coming in for it for the craft show portion to begin with, and Russell and I are like, oh no, we don't even want to leave the house that weekend, like absolutely not. And so we're just like, no, nobody's going, absolutely not. Because it's a free event to get in, so of course it's going to be packed. Thirsty. Frozen salt. So next week we'll take this one into Frost Mage. Do this level. We'll take this one to Auction House, get her some gear upgrades, and we'll enter the mall together. So we'll have that to look forward to on this one. Hopefully she survives the mall. Hopefully. That'll be a nerve-wracking time. So we might not get to the iron at all next week since we're going to take this one through the mall. Because the mall takes a little bit to get through. 232. Especially when we're streaming. Alright, so we'll tweet that. Let's come over here and we'll vendor up. But yeah, I'm deeply concerned because this is how the parents are behaving about school. How are they going to behave about this? They lost their minds when they didn't do the fair last summer and didn't do the square dancing, and I'm just, apparently square dancing's a big deal down here, or this particular competition's a big deal. I don't know. I didn't grow up down here. I think it might be the same level as beauty pageants, if not more so. Alright, so 460, and the names of some of the groups they had posted on Facebook, I was just like, wow. Those are, some interesting group names. And not in a good way.
Appreciate your patronage.
Alright, so 5, 6 and 6 is 12. 1, 4, 5, 6, 20. When all said is done for that level. Alrighty. You're leveling your iron. At the moment you're only level 38. You haven't tried them all on any challenge tune yet. I would suggest either making a trial class of the class that you're running, and stripping it down to the gear that your iron is in, and running it before taking a challenger in. 'Cause I haven't taken my iron into the mall yet. I'm afraid to. I'm trying to get them to like 51, maybe 52 before doing so, because I'm terrified. It depends. We might be having a patch coming up soon. I don't know what the patch is for though, but the escort quest. escort quest. There we go. For some reason the way I'm saying that word doesn't sound right. Is a little traumatic on an iron. So depending on the class that you're running, actually any class that you're running, I would suggest running that on a trial account first, or a scout or something that's the same class that you're running right now, just so you have an idea of what to expect and when to use your cooldowns, because there's 2 ambush sequences in that escort. You can't skip the escort, you have to do it. They won't let you skip it, and you definitely want to know when to use your cooldowns and when to hold them, because you don't want to blow them all on the first ambush sequence. It's a lot, and from what I've heard, for an iron, the escort started behaving similar to how it was in beta. I haven't heard anyone say that that has reverted, so it's a little dangerous. It wasn't too bad when we took the rogue through, but the rogue was in green gear. It was, I think the hardest part I had to face on the rogue in there was actually the kill the elite quest, because I didn't have many distance options, and I kind of had to shoot at him to get Darian to run in and kill him, while I stayed far enough back that the chains that pull you in didn't hit me. But I mean, if you're a character that has a stealth option, it wasn't too bad. I haven't taken anybody else through there recently. I mean, the rogue had stealth, but I haven't taken anybody else in. So the mage will be the next one to go in. On a hunter, I would suggest grabbing Play Dead for your pets from Sholzar if you haven't already. That might come in handy. So that way when you play dead, or when you feign death, you can tell the pet to do the same. You might have a better shot there. Macro to feign, okay. So, I mean, it might be alright on the hunter. But yeah, I would suggest scouting that one way or another with a traditional scout or a trial class. Just so you have an idea of what you're in for. That way you're not completely blindsided. Now this will be the first mage I've taken through them all. Oh, what's that? That's a shield. This one's picked up a shit ton of greens. I am so excited. 'Cause we need the money to replenish our coffers so we can afford to buy food. Alright, so see how we're at 188 pieces of bread? I started this level with 500 pieces of bread in my bag, okay? We're down to 188 pieces, and we still have 2 bars to go. This has been, quite an adventure. We're handling the gore mobs a bit better than I expected to be perfectly honest. I jumped the gun with Crimson a lot there, but usually gore hits. It's very rare that it doesn't hit. And so I've just gotten in the habit of, oh, gore's casting, it's almost done, I need to hit Crimson. Just to try to keep us stable enough to get to the end of the fight so we're not red screen flashing. It's like leveling a classic mage drink after a hard fight. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the gore's not pleasant to deal with, but we're handling it, which is good, because I have no idea where this character is gonna move on to. To be perfectly honest with you, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I had the epiphany pop in my head the other night of, oh fuck, my circle that I do with my turtles, half of them are in the water. And Russell's like, so? I'm on a rogue, dear. Yeah, and then he goes, oh, and I'm like, yeah. Like, I do have pistol shot. However, I can't use pistol shot while I'm stealthed. It will break stealth. And then I won't get to use ambush, which gives me 2 combo points. Which do actually make a bit of a difference getting the fight kicked off and going. The other part of that grind loop, or the other option I have, are level 60s. Well, actually the turtles are level 62. But they have gore on them or other unsatisfactory things. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might have to stay on this loop until the mobs go gray. I may have to. It's not ideal, but I may not have a choice if I want to survive. I don't know. I've never, like, I don't have a high level normal rogue, so I don't really know how to approach this, this next set of levels coming up. So, I mean, I'd still be on these on level 55 anyhow. I kept pushing that hunter. I don't know how that hunter didn't die before getting to where they are, because I kept pushing them. I'm like, I'm on a hunter. I should be able to go kill this mob. And, I'm 56. We can take on the level 60s. No, you can't. Just don't. Stop. Don't do it. The fights were bad enough with the turtle, level 60 turtles being dark orange. And there were plenty of times where I couldn't drop aggro off of me and put it onto the turtle. I had to feign death. There were a couple times I let the turtle die because I didn't go and pick up Play Dead for the pets. And I was just like, oh brother. It was a hot mess. So on this one, I have to generally wait for Crimson Vial to cool down before I can move on to the next mob. So that's why you're gonna see a bit of downtime in between. Ooh, we got a leather thing to drop. And it's worse than what I've got. What the fuck? I had leather shoes drop twice, and I'm like, oh, leather shoes! Let's put that on. And then I was like, that's worse than what I've got on. And it happened a second time. And now that happened with the bracers there. There's been a lot of letdowns, but hey, it's still a green that we can vendor. So. But yeah, there's a lot of waiting for cooldowns on this one. A lot. I do think that the new poison we learned last level might be helping a little bit. I think it's helping more than, I think wound poison is, or what are we using? We're using numbing poison, instead of crippling poison. Crippling poison didn't do jack shit. Cause nothing that we were killing runs away. At least nothing I'm killing is running away. So, excuse me, doing the numbing poison has actually felt like it's been helping a little bit more for our survivability, because this time out, after going past the 25% on the level, it could just be that these things aren't gonna level up any higher, but the gore wasn't crushing me like it had been previously. It just feels like it might be doing a little bit more something than crippling was, but we will see how this goes. It's been a long level though. Like, rogue is not my class. It just isn't. I've never been able to get a regular rogue very far. I get them to a certain point and then I lose interest and I'm like, meh. I still don't have a high level rogue. I leveled a mechanome once I got them unlocked, and I decided I didn't need a rogue anymore because the mechanomes have the skeleton pinky key. So I can use that one to open my lockboxes because they were a hunter. So I was like, oh well, fuck that shit. I don't need a normal rogue now. I can just send all the lockboxes to the mechanome. So that's kind of how I dealt with that, but it's been a long level. Like, I think it was taking me almost 15 minutes to get a bar, and that's if I was 100% focused, which I hardly ever am for very long. Unless there's a interesting podcast or something that has some length to it that I'm listening to. Or if I'm binge listening to a series of something. But I've been having a lot of trouble finding stuff to listen to lately that I haven't listened to a million times already, or that's just something that's piquing my interest. So I mean that's been tough. I've been very distracted while leveling lately, which I know isn't good, but you know, I don't usually wait on the crimson for the moths because I can get through them without needing to pop crimson. Do try to remember to interrupt glitter burst though, because that will keep you from re-stealthing and it makes things hurt more. I do say it is nice to have an interrupt. It would be nicer if I could interrupt more things though, like gore. Can't interrupt that. That has the little shield thingy around it, and I've tried. Even though the little shield thingy was around the spell, it's like, I'm gonna try it anyway. Yeah, no, that don't work. We didn't believe it, and we tried it anyhow. And I can't interrupt the snapping bite on the turtles. About the only thing I can interrupt is bleat on those stag, deer, goat things when you first enter the zone, up there by Aspern's Rest. And I can interrupt the glitter burst thingy. That's about it. Which doesn't give one a whole lot of options to slow the damage down. Though I do have to be careful because sometimes I don't realize that the mob just dropped and I'm like still fighting and I'm like triggering the next mob next to it. I have had to hit banish a few times in those respects, and it's like, oh fuck. So like, what am I doing? Especially if the mobs are like right next to each other. Like we'll see coming up where the turtles are kind of hanging out. So I do tend to get a little bit nervous when the patrols go running by at the same time I'm fighting, because I'm like, Don't switch mobs. Don't. Oh, hey. Hey now. We haven't repaired yet this level, and I think we're gonna have to. I don't want our weapons breaking. That would be a travesty. Would definitely not be good. Alright. Let's pop over here. I have to remember to upload the vid to YouTube from the art stream on Sunday. It was a very short one though because time crunch, because we were getting dinner and I started late. And it was my birthday and I just kind of wanted to chill. So I felt bad I didn't do that long of an art stream, but we got a late start. Because my dumbass had a bad night sleeping. And I just didn't get up early enough to make it a longer stream. Hopefully this weekend I'll be able to get up early enough so that we can do a longer one. The husband had also wanted to do something with a friend of ours who's on a limited time schedule now because of their job, what time they have to get up and stuff, so I don't have a hard stop time today though. I did ask. I was told no, I'm good. I was told I didn't have to stop early last time, but I kind of felt like I had to. You know, one of those things where you kind of feel like you're going to be the bad guy if you don't. But, yeah, see, I've pulled the second turtle numerous times accidentally. Just because of how this one dropped. And, I was, like, tapping the button. And I tapped it too many times, and this one dropped and it automatically picked that one up. I was like, oh, fuck. So these two I have to be especially careful around. And I also have to remember, because I get in this habit of like, okay, I'm killing the mobs that do gore. I have to remember that as soon as the cast bar goes off, I need to hit Crimson or I need to try to interrupt it because, you know, I can interrupt the thing on the moths. Well, I can't interrupt Snapping Bite on these guys. Sorry, I felt like my keyboard tray wasn't sitting right. I can't interrupt this thing that they do. And so then I'm in the mindset of, okay, well now I have to ignore the cast bar on these guys because I can't do anything about it. And then I immediately launch back into the gore mobs and I'll be sitting here, I'm like, why is my health dropping so bad? Oh my god. And then I'm like, oh right, we're back on the gore mobs. I forgot to hit Crimson, so I am a hot mental mess and oh. So yeah, almost 20 minutes for one bar. I think next week I'll take this one down to having just one bar to go. Because they are a bit slower to get through. So I was actually considering doing that, and then I was just so tired of working on this one yesterday. Because I think I was trying to push to catch up because I didn't get much done on Monday because I felt so terrible. Like, I think I laid down around 6 p.m. on Monday. It was the kind of migraine where you can't eat. I lost my window of opportunity to eat. And by the time I realized what was happening, I was like, oh shit. Like, I was managing it, it was doing okay, and then it just exploded on me, and then I was like, oh, well, I can't eat now, and then not eating made me feel worse, and I, like, went to bed at, like, 6 o'clock. I think I woke up around 9 again. Was up for a little bit. And I think I ate around 10:30. I was finally able to eat at that point, but migraines suck. I mean, some stuff I can do depending on the level the migraine's at. I can push through to a degree. If I don't have to talk and I can just kind of stare into the void, I can kind of get by doing some things depending on the level it's at, but it got to the point where just like blinking my eyes was like a wave of pain rolling over my head. I'm like, yeah, no, we're done. We're done. I claim defeat. I'm throwing in the towel. I wasn't sure what the cooldown was sitting at on Crimson. I just kind of up and moved. That's come back to burn me when I haven't been paying attention. Because it's always that time where I didn't wait for it to get closer to being off cooldown where I needed it. And Gore like went off like right away and I was like, oh shit. Of course, this would be the time where the Gore actually hits. Alright. But yeah, for the stupid parade coming up, we have to clean up the front of the house and probably rip the flowers out of the flower box because they're half dead anyway. And they're kind of like all over the place, but it's been so fucking hot. We still have a little bit of time to worry about that, but we are going to need to deal with that soon. Gotten 3 horns, so that's fun. That's like the high ticket item off of the is it these guys or is it off of the horses? I think it's off of the horses, or it might be off of both of them actually. The hunter had to change their grinding loop and they ended up with 9 horns. So that was all sorts of awesomeness. I wasn't paying attention. And didn't hit Gore when I should have. Or, Gore. Yeah, didn't hit Crimson Vial when I should have. You okay?
Yeah.
What you doing?
No, I'm making myself some fries.
Okay. You were just kind of pacing, so I wasn't sure what was up. Just making sure you're alright. He doesn't handle heat well, and my mom apparently had a doctor's appointment today that I knew nothing about. It was in town though, so we didn't have to go very far, but he was waiting for her in the car and he was like, oh my god, it's so hot out. I'm like, well, why didn't you come back to the house to wait if it was in town? He goes, she wasn't there like 5 minutes. I was like, alright. And then they ran to the store. And I guess they went to the bank too to drop the rent check in. Because that had to get in, because life went fucking sideways. So all sorts of fun. Oh, my sanity lately, I swear. Alright, so we've got about almost half a bar left, maybe a little bit more. I don't know if we'd consider that 2/3 or not. Which way am I facing? There we go. I couldn't see me. Oh, I forgot to put a marker on me. Y'all gotta remind me about that, especially on this little guy in the tall grass. When I'm stealthed half the time. It wasn't so bad when we were in Tiergard because the stuff around me wasn't so tall, but I was waiting on my health to fill in on its own. Because it was almost there, and I was like, well, I mean, I could eat right there, but okay, it looks like Gore didn't actually hit that time. Alright, so by the time we actually get to hitting this one, yep, 4's off cooldown, good. That time it hit. Like, I'm not sure if they're missing or if well, I mean, if I dodged it, I guess they would have missed, but I don't know why it doesn't always hit. Like, I don't know if I blocked it. It's interesting. Because we haven't really upgraded the gear. That's going to involve a trip to auction house. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to afford to upgrade any of the gear. I might have to. Free heal is a free heal. It doesn't buff me, so it's like, okay, cool. So I don't know if we're gonna go back to auction house at 56 or 57 and see what we can get. I mean, we still haven't replaced our shoulders. Those are still BFA shoulders. We may need to for the weapons, because I mean, I was having these fist weapons drop like crazy before, and now that I'm on someone that can use them, you think they're dropping? Hell no. Always the way. I'm actually thrilled that we even saw any leather drop at all, because for a while we weren't. So tonight we might be bleaching my hair after dinner. Because I had bought hair bleach, or I bought hair color back several months ago. I think it was one of the stimulus money things that we got. We paid a bunch of bills to give us some breathing room, and we kept a little bit aside for sanity purchases. I had gotten some more art supplies, and I had picked up a new box of hair dye, but I still had the blue sapphire color in my hair at that point, and Russ was like, well, when do you want to do your hair? And I was like, how about for my birthday? I just want to get it now because they have the color at our local grocery store, so we didn't have to go to the super center. And I wasn't quite ready to experiment with what the pink was going to look like, because the sapphire on top of the pink turned it like a purpley blue, and I wasn't against it. And then it kind of turned to like a grayish blue as it was fading out, and I was like, it's not bad. It's not terrible. At least it's not like Cookie Monster blue, which is what I was scared was gonna happen. But, I did the Cookie Monster blue one time, and my hair didn't take the dye. It stayed for like a week before it started to just completely fade out. So I don't know if we just didn't get all the bleach out of my hair, or if that color just was like, nope. But the pinks and the reds seem to take to my hair a lot better. So we're gonna redo the Berry Blast. It's kind of like a magenta fuchsia color, but we're gonna be putting it on top of the sapphire. So there's still a little bit of the sapphire in my hair. I'm not sure how much the re-bleaching is gonna take out. We'll find out. But I have to bleach to some degree, or else you're not gonna see the color. I have seen the overtone stuff. That is for darker hair, for like dark brown hair. It's a little bit more money than I had to spend on hair dye. I mean, you do get a big tub of it, so you get like more than one application out of it. But I might try that eventually, just so we don't have to bleach, because the bleach is a pain in the ass and actually burns a little bit. It's not supposed to, so I think I might have a sensitivity to it. But you know what the fuck else is new? So, I mean, it hasn't, like, not my hair's fallen out or anything, but it's just such a pain in the ass, because it's like a several day process, because we bleach and then I wash the bleach out really good, and then we like give it a day or two before we put the color in. And my hair is so thick, we don't end up doing the entirety of my hair. We just kind of do like the top, and then we comb the bleach through my hair, and then we comb the dye through, and wherever the dye decides to take, it's gonna take. Like we'll put the dye everywhere, but the bleach we only kind of comb through. And plus he's gonna cut my hair too, so I think the length isn't helping my migraines. It's probably not. I'm sad that I can't have hair long enough to braid again, but the weight on my neck is not doing me any favors, and I know that sounds ridiculous because hair doesn't weigh that much. You're fucking crazy. My neck's that fucked up. I only recently was able to sort of change pillows, and the pillow I have to keep fighting with, between the amount of fill in it and a fluffiness that isn't making me want to die in pain. So, it's been a battle with my neck. Like, we went through, I kid you not, like $300-400 at one point trying to find me a pillow that was going to work, and none of them worked. Like, Russell ended up with a new pillow for a while. One or two of the pillows I think we were able to return, because it wasn't anywhere near what I was expecting it to be, and they discontinued the pillow that did work for me. And a lot of people were really irate on their reviews for that company, because they're like, you discontinued the only pillow that doesn't give me neck pain, blah 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 blah. I'm like, I feel you people, I'm right there with you. Like, why? Because their new model, oh shit, don't hit that. Their new model was made of something else entirely, and it felt soft when you squished it in your hands, and it's like, oh, that's nice. And then you actually put your head down on it, and it felt like you were laying on concrete, and I'm like, what the hell? I hope they fix the selfie cam eventually, because the angles didn't used to be quite that up in your face, and now they're like all at the same height almost. It's weird. Alright, so there's level 55 on that one. Now this one has a bit of a longer playtime because he's been around for quite a while. Oh dang, my drink went flat. Husband was gonna get me some iced tea when he was at Walmart with my mom earlier, and he wasn't sure which one I drank, because apparently there's multiple flavors on Arizona iced tea. Not sponsored. But I've done the half and half before. I've done the lemon. Either one's fine. I don't think I've tried any of the other flavors. That's not right. WoW challenges. WoW challenges? Yeah. WoW challenges. Bloodthirsty. Forgot how to do this for a second. Like, what? WoW challenges, bloodthirsty, soul sapped, outlaw, rogue. Dings level 55. We made another level on the rogue. That's quite amazing. Since I didn't think we were gonna make it through the mall. 10 days, 8 hours, 36 minutes, and 35 seconds. This rogue, he sees the light at the end of the tunnel. He sees it very much so. You alright?
Mm-hmm.
How come you're sitting there?
Fruit watching.
Oh.
They were already investigating my food when I was out in the kitchen.
They're in the kitchen too?
Mm-hmm.
What the hell? Okay. So we've got 15,790. I go with the total kills because there was that period of time where the stat wasn't registering kills correctly. When world scaling came in, that has since been fixed. Unless you have crummy time on, and that's a whole nother can of worms. I know it sounds ridiculous, but if you're using crummy time on a bloodthirsty, when you get to 8 levels past where the zone would have capped out without crummy time, you have to move because the kills stop counting. It's weird, it's dumb, I know I didn't make this rule, but it's Blizzard's end. I'm just telling you, you're gonna have to move at that point if you're using crummy time, because the kills will stop counting and you might risk throwing a flag on yourself for not enough kills, so I'm just a messenger. Alright, let's melt up. We'll do our vendors. Okay. So let's see what we're at for vendor trash, because that's more of our baseline. So 300. This is an unusually large amount of greens for me. I don't normally get this many greens to drop, and I know a lot of people will be like, oh, put them on auction house. Whenever I need to buy a green, the prices are through the roof. Whenever I need to go sell a green, the prices end up being below vendor value a lot of the time, so I just don't bother, just vendor them. So the greens vendor value came to 515, so 815. Not bad, we'll take it. So we started out with 500 food this level, and we ended up dropping to 160. Not as bad as I was expecting. I was expecting to only have like 20 pieces of bread left, so that was pretty good. Pretty happy with that. So we might not bankrupt ourselves eating. So that's fabulous, because 5 pieces of food is 2 gold and 50 silver, so hopefully we can keep it around the 500 food mark and not be too bad. Alright, so we will leave you here to get some more XP. Alright, now time for the hunter. Hunter is level 59. Main thing that everybody's wanting to see. So we will see how this goes. Alright. Got 2 bars to go on the Hunter. Hunter did actually replace their bow this level. Kind of late, but okay. And they got new shoes. And they actually found a lockbox. I have seen very minimal lockboxes out here, but she got one off a turtle. End up upgrading 9 horns because I had to change up my grinding loop. And 3 slumber powders, so... And I had to change my grinding loop again because, one of the leather farmers just kept dive bombing and pulling everything, and I was getting nowhere, and I was so tired of fighting them. Like, I was so upset. I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. And I really wasn't a fan of having to go where I did, because I don't like being out where I was. Because it's a really out in the open, but we'll finish the level out there. I kind of made it work. I just really didn't like being out there. I liked being back in my secluded little corner back there with the turtles, but I was about to throw something at the screen because the effing leather farmers were just... They had never been in that area before, and then they suddenly were, and I'm just like, why? Why are you here? You can fly. You can go anywhere. Why are you back here? So I had to come out this way. I mean, we're probably getting a bit more vendor trash out here, but... There's a lot that could go wrong out here with people dragging mobs and stuff, so the main reason why I broke down and decided to move was because it was a hunter, and I felt a little more like, okay, well, if shit goes wrong, we're on the hunter. The hunter can probably handle it a bit better than one of my other classes, so... I guess we'll just kind of roll with it, and that whole night I was just fighting this person, like, left, right, and center over there. I never saw them over here, which I thought was ironic, but okay. I just feel like there's better zones to go to Leather Farm. I don't care if the turtle gets glitter burst. We can heal the turtle, it's fine. Turtle doesn't stealth. It's all good. Now, well, I don't know if it's ironic, but the only class I've had that can take on these damn Larian things has been my hunter. Everybody else can't seem to kill these guys without making it awfully close. Or it being like a 20-minute fight, so... I mean, they give a decent amount of XP, but it's just not everybody can kill them. I mean, I've killed them on a normal, but the normals in blues and shit. And even on my normals, it's been a little bit of a struggle. Because the classes I have run out here don't have that many interrupts or what have you to deal with them.
I am out of range.
But we're getting there. But this one's felt super sloggy, I gotta say. I think it's just maybe the end couple of levels where my patience is just starting to wear super thin with the amount of time the levels have been taking. So, I mean, this level's been 6 hours, so it hasn't been too bad. The level before was like 7-8 hours. it was just either I just wasn't feeling well, or I don't know, I was just, my patients were like, I'm done. I am done. But I was on a bit of a schedule, so I couldn't just be done. And we're still gonna have two in Bastion, sort of. Well, I mean, it won't technically be in Bastion. We're gonna take the Mage into the mall next week, but they won't actually be leveling in Bastion yet. So we'll just have the rogue that's really leveling out here, and I won't have to get the Mage ready this week since we're doing her together. So that'll give me a little bit of a break. We will be bringing the monk back. They're sitting at 32. Our Mistweaver monk, they'll be coming back in to take the hunter's place. I believe they're my next highest character. So they are Alliance, so we'll be seeing more of Tierguard Sound. Most of my characters are Alliance. I think the only ones that aren't Alliance currently are the Warrior, the Holy Priest, and the Death Knight. Sounds about right. Yeah, everybody else should be Alliance at this point. So, you know, the rogue's got 5 more levels out here. The mage has 10 levels. Well, 9 levels by the time they get out here, because we should be 51 by the time we get through them all. So yeah, it's not like we're doing a full 10 levels out here, but it's more than enough. Which seems silly because we sit there in Tierguard Sound for more levels than this, but for some reason out here just seems to be so much more everything. Patience wise, it's just like, Nrr. Alright, I think, was there a turtle I was going after over here? There was. Couldn't remember. So, I mean, there's some turtles here that I could probably put the, rogue on. And there's definitely the mobs. Oh, that one didn't drop loot. Okay. Another turtle here. Make sure you put your nameplates on, especially in Bastion. The grass is so tall. I mean, there's some stealthy foxes that you're not going to see whether you've got nameplates on or not, but it will help for some of the mobs and being able to locate them, because a lot of them are the same color as the background. So like, this horse is similar to the tall grass. This thing, this silver plume grazer, is very similar to its background colors. Some of the foxes are the same color as the grass, so in certain sections. Sometimes it's just easier to make the mobs stand out a little bit more if you put those nameplates on. At least put them on the mobs. I mean, you don't have to put them on yourself or your pet or whatever, but, or the NPCs really, just, or like all NPCs, but do try to at least put them on the things that you're going to be attacking. I think I just have mine set to like all NPCs. It was just easier. And I think I have the larger nameplates on as well. So I mean, this one might be a fraction faster. Maybe. It just doesn't feel like it, but like looking at the time played and where we are in the level, I guess it is. It just, for me, doesn't fully feel like it at this point. These last 2 levels have been very draining. Oh hey, another horn. But I'm starting to get a little more energy behind this one because we're almost done on the hunter. We're almost there. I actually didn't want to stop working on her the other night because I'm like, oh god, we're almost done. The light at the end of the tunnel. And, oh wow, another horn back to back. Nice. And, it's like, no, we have to stop for stream. But at that point, I was just like, I just want to be done. Just want to be done. So this will be... So we have the Discipline Priest at 60. We have the Ret Paladin at 60. That's 2. We have the Destro Warlock at 60. That's 3. That's 3. This will be number 4 for me. And still so many more classes to go. Like, I was gonna bring in one of the lower level ones this week, instead of the monk. Just to give us, more of a break before diving back into Bastion. But everybody's kind of sitting at the same level. Except for maybe the Demon Hunter? So I wasn't real sure what I wanted to do there. So I was like, well, the monk's got the next best shot at making it. Time crunch wise. So I was like, well, let's just grab the monk next, I guess. And we'll see how everybody else goes. I was actually considering holding off on the Holy Priest for a little bit since we already have a priest. And they are taking some leveling time away from a different one, but at the same time I do want to see this Holy Priest project through. Just to see how they're gonna fare. And, because we've been running the Holy Priest for a while. The last Holy Priest died because I had an emergency and had to walk away and a mob spawned. And I didn't get the chance to even think about hitting Hearth. It was like, cat on fire, gotta go and like drop everything and run situation. But I really do want to see how that's gonna play out. And so far their leveling times haven't been horrendous.
I do not have a target.
So I do fully believe that Beast Slayer is helping in that regard. To make it a little less painful. We'll see if my attitude changes on that once they get out here, if they make it out here. Of course, that's very subject to change. But so far,
I need a target.
in BFA land, it's been alright. I mean, these war mobs are a lot easier to deal with the hunter pet taking the hit. And just hitting mend pet on them. Of course, I'm in green gear. It might be different for an iron situation. I know Two Shanks did run an iron hunter through here, so he is in the Discord still. So if anybody needs to needs any advice or direction for their iron hunter, maybe hit him up on Discord. I think he did a lot of moth killing out here. Once he transitioned off the level 53 mobs. I lost my place where I was. There we go, that's the mob I was looking for. I was like, there was supposed to be one more over here on this corner. Alright, what time is it? Okay, so we're 2 hours in. We might try to do a quick chest run. I'm not sure yet. We might skip the iron this week. I'm okay with skipping the iron this week. We're gonna have another Darkmoon Fair at the beginning of September, obviously, and then we'll be coming into Brewfest towards the end of September, so we'll get some action there. And then we'll have Hollow's End. Yeah, Hollow's End coming up. We'll be able to go do candy buckets. So, I mean, we definitely have opportunities coming up for safer leveling options that aren't just aimlessly flying around hoping that we can find a chest that we can get to. And because that's what I feel bad about the most. You guys have been seeing me do endless chest runs on her, and, you know, I feel like it's just taking forever, and it probably is taking forever, but I went priest, and there's not a whole lot I can kill at the moment, and I really don't want to bounce into the ball just yet with her being so damn squishy. I really want to wait until 51, 52 if I can. I was willing to risk it at 51, but I think I'd really rather wait till 52. I know a lot of the others are like, oh yeah, you know, chest runs and all this, but they're playing like every day, and I'm not. So that also drags out the leveling process a bit more on her. So I might sit her for a little bit. Maybe we'll bring in another Bloodthirsty in place of that until we get back to her. Oh, message was deleted. Are you trying to put follower links in there? We don't allow that. Actually, nobody's allowed to post a link unless you're a moderator. Or I give you permission to do so. I don't believe in buying followers here. There's no point. It's dumb. And quite frankly, it's a waste of money. In my personal opinion. You all do what you want to do. But if you're trying to make it and you're buying followers to get somewhere, when those bot followers go away, you're gonna be right back at square one, so no thanks. Besides, we're doing this to do it. If we make a little bit of pocket money along the way, cool, to fund the art supplies. Or to... what the hell was that? Ooh, they drop a high ticket item too. Fascinating. You know, if we make a little bit of money to keep the art supply fund going, awesome. If not, okay. That's the way it goes. But we're not doing this to become internet famous. We're just chilling and doing our thing.
It is too far away.
The community might be tiny, but at least we're not assholes. And we're almost there. We've got maybe a quarter of a bar left, roughly. We're getting there, Turtle. And then you and Turtle are going to get a lovely vacation. Probably sitting in the inn out here after I send your most of your cash to my bank vault. I'm not going to completely rob this character, but need to have a little bit of money in case we get another expansion, because I won't be able to send money back to them. So I don't want to take every last cent they have. I'll probably leave them with a few hundred gold and then ship everything else back over to the bank vault where it can be used for things. And be kept track of a lot easier. Alright. So we're thinking if we get the funds eventually, we might set up a bird feeder cam on YouTube. It's definitely a thing down the road. It's not happening anytime soon because we don't have the funds for it, so we have to get the camera and the streamy box for it, but it is something that we would like to do. We have a spot where it would probably work well. It's a little bit sheltered from the traffic and stuff. That is something we would like to do at some point, and we could probably put some crafty stuff in the background, some painted birdhouses and the like, and get some flowers going and shit. Alright, I think this is gonna be it. Could this be the last mob? It might be. It might very well be our last mob before we ding. No! It was not the mob that dinged us. Oh, dang. Alright. Gonna be this one then. Do we hear a ding?
I need to
Yes!
target something first.
You are no longer arrested. No shit. Oh, damn. Oh my goodness. So Nisey and Nidu have finally made it. Oh. No. Do it again. We need to get your little face in there. Okay. Alright, you guys. We hit 60! Whew. One less class to worry about. So, yay. Let's hearth. Thank you, Tiber. Thank you much. Yay! Class number 4 in the books. Oh my goodness. This one's been around a bit, too. Oh my god! Holy shit! How did that happen? 8 days played, 18 hours, 18 minutes, and 18 seconds. What the fuck? Like, what? And it's the 8th month of the year? Like, what? Oh my. I did not plan that. Okay. That's trippy as shit. That is trippy as shit. Yes, we have to screenshot that. We have to screenshot that. Oh my goodness. Like, what? How did that happen? Oh my. Wow. Okay. That's more amazing than hitting 60, to be perfectly honest. Alright then. WoW challenges, Bloodthirsty Nisey, Beastmaster Hunter. Things level 60. Slash played 8 days. 18 hours. 18 minutes. 18 seconds. What the fuck? Total kills. Like, just like hitting that slash played at that very moment. I mean, it's still gonna count up since I'm still logged in, but at that very moment, wow. Alright, so our total kills comes in at 17,348. My goodness. That is crazy. So what did... Okay, so the daily quest count ended up remaining at 1, and that was the one daily quest from the mall that we don't know why we're giving credit, or getting credit for it, because we didn't do a daily quest. But it's giving one, so... And that does count in that 4 quest buffer before a flag is thrown, so that leaves me with 3. So that's crazy. Alright, so yeah, I think we're gonna skip out on the iron this week. Apologies. I really hate just running you through like 20 minutes of just aimlessly wandering looking for a chest that we can open. I'm probably gonna sit her until Brewfest, to be perfectly honest. Because I feel like Brewfest, we've got at least a few dailies we can do. You know, we can get something more out of it. And I probably will be doing those dailies because we need some coins so we can buy some more stuff from Auction House for the Darkmoon Fair. And we'll definitely be doing Hollow's Eve on her as well. Hollow's End, excuse me. With going trick-or-treating, even though I can't stand doing all of the constant dip in, dip out travel with her. We will be doing that when the time comes, just because it's safer XP than what's available to me now. Alright, so this dude's gonna walk over. We're gonna get final money tally on this level for her. I can't say it's her final money amount ever, because I think I have sent money off of her to my bank alt before. But at least we can get a total on this level's vendor trash. Oh, that was nice. 200 gold off of those horns. That's fabulous. Alright. So it was 530 off of the vendor trash itself, and that's in part because we changed where we were grinding, and the turtles don't always drop stuff. So if you need to be getting loot for repairs and shit, the turtles may not be your better option. But if you're just looking for a quiet corner and you don't have to worry about leather farmers and the drops don't matter that much to you, then the turtles are an option. I feel a lot more calmer in the back corner here because there's not a lot going on. There's not that many people running past me, and there's not that many mobs walking around. But that's up to you. Alright, we will vendor all of this. I was holding the meat to sell it, but meat prices just completely tanked on my auction house. So and 259 off of the greens and the meat. So 5, 6, 7, 89, 89, 5, 6, 7, so 789 off that level, and this is just going to get sent out when I send the cash out. So, alright. Another one down. Let's see. Let's see here. Roster. Level. So, actually, let's go rank. No, we'll go level. So Soul Shield, Soul Snuffer, Soul Stoned, and now we have Nisey. So we're getting there. There's 4. We have a lot more to go, but there's 4. These are not all me, by the way. We do have a couple of people that still have characters in here, even though I haven't seen them in forever. But we do have a couple of other members. Russ still has all his characters in here. I haven't cleaned them out yet. But yeah. So, oh my goodness. Her and her ugly, ugly outfit. I might have to transmog that before we do the screenshots and stuff, because that's hideous. Let me fly her back to Oribos, because I really don't want that to be my final my final armory. What is that? Gilded chest. Yeah, okay. Let's head back to Oribos. Oh my, this thing looks very skinny. Are they feeding it? It kind of has the waist of a Barbie doll. Like, are they corseting this lion? I'm concerned. I don't normally use the flight paths out here. Are they always that skinny? I don't know. Something about that doesn't look right. I mean, it could just be the angle, but maybe it's because we're used to seeing like saddles and shit on them, so like on the griffins and stuff, maybe they're all that same kind of skinny. Feed your lion. My goodness. I think I already have a transmog put aside. I can just slap it on there. But yeah, so I think that's the plan for the iron. So next week's Bloodthirsty stream, we're gonna do the rogue. We're gonna take the mage through the maw. That's gonna take a good amount of time. We're gonna work on the holy priest, and we'll try to slip the monk in there, and hopefully, you know, if all goes well with her leveling, we'll try to slip her in. We might bring back another Bloodthirsty while the iron is sitting. Look away if you have photosensitive issues. This gate is bad. I don't know who approved this. Okay, you can look back now. That gate fucks with me. Especially when it was stuck in beta testing. That was terrible. I've never had problems with visual before. Well, I've had some problems with visual, but not to that extent. But that was bad. It actually gave me a migraine when I was stuck with the gate graphic constantly spinning around me in beta. Where are we? We want to go this way. Let's... I don't think... Is that... Oh, god damn. What the fuck? No, that's not where we want to go. That's not it. Like, I have trouble when we're in the car and we're driving through a section that has... Maybe that was it. And we're driving through, like, a section that's got trees pretty heavily. And the sun's filtering through the trees and it kind of gives it, like, a strobe light effect. That bothers me. Okay, what the... Excuse me, where's the... Can no one help me? I'm confused. I feel like... Can you help me?
Do not disrupt the Eternal City.
I won't. I just want to know.
Obey the purpose.
I get so turned around in here. It's on this side? Okay, I thought it was on the other side. That's fine. But that gate thing was bad.
It is clear you deserve only the
I was not
best.
expecting it to... Oh, I don't have an outfit saved. Oh. Okay, well, I'll do that before I log out. So, you all have a great night. I'm not going to put you through me putting on a transmog. You all have a great night. Tomorrow, we will be doing Stardew Valley. Friday, we will be doing another episode of Franchise Friday. Saturday will be the WoW Challenges podcast. I am not on this week, but I will be in the chat modding, so I will be dark on Saturday. Sunday, we'll be working more on Project PFAL. And then that will be it for the streaming week. So, thank you guys for popping in. Yay for 60 on the Hunter. Good luck on your challengers if you are still playing. If you are, don't forget to use the hashtag WoWChallenges so we can see what you're up to and help cheer you on or help commiserate whatever happens with your challengers. Don't forget, there's a Trial of Style coming up. You're not allowed to do it on your challengers. I don't care if they are bloodthirsty or iron. You can't do it because you have to group up and enter a scenario situation. So, no. And you can only transmog green gear anyway, I think. So, it'll really only be down to bloodthirsties. I mean, even if you're working on Green Man that's not being tracked, you're still not allowed to do it if you have any hopes of possibly adding it to the tracker if the tracker comes back. So, no. No Trial of Style. So, you guys have a great night. Thank you for popping in, Chupa. Thank you for the bits. Thank you for the follows, the likes, the retweets, all of that. Don't forget, this will be shipped over to YouTube in the next day or two, so the VOD of it will be uploaded over there. In case somebody needs to watch the replay to see where I am leveling or what have you. That's fine. Yeah, so have a great night. I appreciate you all. And take care of yourselves.